Hi everybody, this is Chris Stafford with Massive Abundance. And what I do is I teach people the critical steps they need to start a business. If you're really an entrepreneur and you want to know what it really takes to start a business, listen up. Because what I'm going to do right now with this video is kick off a 3-video series on what are some of the critical things every entrepreneur needs to know now so they can start a successful business. And if you've already started a business, how to maintain that business and make it a massively abundant success. So it's really about starting businesses. I'm not talking to everybody here. I'm talking to people who are really in their core, they feel they can be a phenomenal entrepreneur. So it's really all about starting your dream business right now. And the key word there, the operative word, is dream. Because the dream is really what is going to keep us. It's the dream that's going to start our businesses. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs fall down. They start a business, but they can't figure out how to persevere. They can't figure out how to keep that business rocking and rolling to great success. And we're going to get into that as well. But really, it's about the dream, people. What is that dream? The dream is all about FIP. How do you like that acronym? FIP, the freedom, the independence, and the passion that you really need in your life. Because as an entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur now for over 20 years, started 3 really successful businesses. What I know is that I need those 3 things in my life. I need the freedom, I need the independence, and I need the passion. Because that is really what makes my life worth living. The freedom to do whatever you want. If you want to go work out in the morning like I did and then make a videotape at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning, which is what I'm doing right now, you can do that. If you want to take the morning off and work in the afternoon, you can do that. The freedom about being your own boss, about not having to respond to anybody, not having to punch a clock, it's unbelievably freeing. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about because that's probably one of the reasons you're listening to this video right now. It's about the freedom and the independence. The independence to do what you want. If you want to set up your business so that your system is all in place so you could take a 2-week vacation, you go ahead and do it. If you want to take a month off, if you want to set up an internet-based business where you can work from anywhere in the world, it is completely up to your imagination. So the independence is unbelievable. But the driving force that I think with any business has to be, you guessed it, your passion. Because the passion for what you're doing with a business is really going to keep you persevering. It's going to keep you in that game so that you are rocking and rolling with your business. And so the passion, I think, is the #1 key here. You really have to find what your passion in life is. And I have consulted with many clients, with many entrepreneurs, and I can tell you, I've probably consulted with over hundreds of them. I can tell you the passion they have for their business is really what makes it a rocking success. So the passion, think about what you have a passion for doing. And I'll bet you that I can help you with that passion and monetize that passion and get your own business started. So your freedom, your independence, and your passion are really the dream. This is what is so vitally important. This is why hundreds of thousands of people every single year in the United States alone are starting their own business. But there are problems. There are many of us that come back and say, I don't want to start my business, I'm too scared. I'm afraid of this. I am afraid of failure is the #1 thing. Afraid of failure. This is a typical response to starting your own business because there's so much you're putting on the line when you do declare you're starting your own business. But I can teach you some methods, including taking small little baby steps to get you to that point where you overcome the fear. I mean, that really is taking small baby steps. If you've ever heard of the term Kaizen, Google that. It's a great concept for you to get over your fears and start taking small little steps to build your confidence so that you can create your business. And that is probably one of the best ways to get over that fear. Money. A lot of people think that #1, they need hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you do. If you're going to start a McDonald's, you need $1 million probably to start a franchise. But #1, there are many places to get money that a lot of people don't know. Again, Take baby steps and do some research online to find out where you can find money. And it doesn't all have to come from a rich uncle, or it doesn't all have to come from your family or somebody that you know. There are many sources, including banks and the government, that will lend you money. But number two, there are also businesses that will give you money, or better yet, there are businesses out there that don't take a lot of money to start up. I know a business that you can start up right now today for $25. Yes, everybody, you heard me correctly, $25. You can start an online business right now and it will blow your socks off. So don't use money as an excuse either. Another problem people have is time. You know, people say, oh, I don't really have the time to do this. I don't really have the time. I'm already working a job right now, 8 hours a day, and I've got a family and this and that. Listen, when you tie everything back to your passion and you realize what your passion really is, you will find the time. Even if it's just 2-3 hours a day, even if it's just 8 hours on the weekend, you will find the time to make this business work because you are so passionate about it. And that's one of the things that I really want to help you with. A lot of people are concerned about their reactions. Reactions, what other people will say. If you declare to the universe that you're going to start your own business, a lot of times I hear disgruntled entrepreneurs say, oh my gosh, I worry what my family's going to say. I'm really worried what my friends are going to say. I don't know if I'm going to have the right reaction from my community, blah, blah, blah. You know, there are businesses that you can get started on that I have known entrepreneurs that have started a business and they've worked that business for 6 months and nobody even knew they were in business. How about that? You don't necessarily have to always get your family's reaction and have their approval, but it's always nice to have it, but it's not necessary. Again, if you have the passion and your dream is big enough, you're going to get over that. And also our market data. We want to make sure too, a lot of people don't really do their research to determine, okay, who's my competition? Is anybody else doing this? Are there any other better ways to do this? If you look at your competition and find out who your competition is, and bingo, bingo, your clients, who would be your potential customers, then you're going to have a lot more insight into how you could turn that passion into your business of your dreams. And listen, just so that you know who I am, my name is Chris Stafford, again, born in Detroit. I have sort of a very circuitous background because I was raised in Detroit, had a terrible, terrible teenage years. In spite of coming from loving parents, I unfortunately got into the drug world and did everything in my teenage years. I think from the time I was 12 or 13 until I was in my second year of college, you name it, I was doing it. And I was doing it well. Not only was I doing it, but I was also dealing it too. I had such a warped sense of reality, I don't even basically remember my teenage years. But you know, there was this one glimmer of hope for me, and that's when I took a trip to California in my second year of college. And I saw the way people were living. I got out of the Detroit mold and I saw how people were living. I saw how people looked, the mountains, the ocean, their lifestyle, and I realized that there is a whole nother aspect of life, not just in Detroit. And I wanted to be a part of that lifestyle. And so I'll never forget it because I had this major epiphany. Flying back on the plane back to Detroit, and I said to myself, you know what? I am going to make something of myself, and I am going to turn myself around. And the way I'm doing that is I'm going to get rid of the drugs, which I did do. I switched schools. I graduated summa cum laude, from Walsh College in Troy, Michigan, and I ended up being a CPA. I became a CPA. I passed my CPA test in the first time. I went to work for Coopers & Lybrand, which is now called PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I had an amazing career there. I worked there for 11 years, and guess what? Unbeknownst to me, talking about the law of attraction, unbeknownst to me, they arranged to have a transfer for me to the San Diego office. Do you believe this? I mean, literally 3 years before, I was saying to myself, I want to be part of the California lifestyle. How am I going to do it? Had no idea. Had no idea. Talk about working the law of attraction. So I moved to the San Diego office and I worked for Coopers & Lybrand for 11 years. And guess what I ended up doing? For 11 years, I reviewed business plans for entrepreneurial startups. That was my job. I think we called it Emerging Businesses Unit. And as an auditor and a CPA, I reviewed hundreds and hundreds of business plans. I interviewed hundreds of entrepreneurs. And I realized, and sometimes I'm not that quick, I realized after 11 years at Coopers & Lybrand that what I wanted to do and what my passion was and what was really going to give me the freedom and the independence and the money was going to be starting my own business. So I left Coopers & Lybrand and started a real estate business here in San Francisco, where I eventually ended up. But the key here is, took me 11 years, I hope it doesn't take you that long. The key here is, I realized that being an entrepreneur is the key. It is the key for me. It's the key for my dream. It's the key for my passion. And it's the key for freedom and independence, if that's what you want in your life. So I strongly encourage you to definitely become this entrepreneur and let me help you do that. One of the ways I help people do that is a book that I just created, which is called Massive Abundance, Creating Your Unstoppable Dream Business. Creating Your Unstoppable Dream Business. It is an amazing tome, if you will, that I think it is, of the 7 critical steps that you need to create and to maintain a rocking, massively abundant business. So use my experience. Feel free to also give me some comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you need to start your business. Tell me what's not going well in your current business. What do you need to maintain another business? You let me know your comments and reactions, and I promise I will answer every single one of your comments and every single one of your questions. And I've got a homework assignment for you as well too. Your homework assignment is your step 1, and that is to develop your mission statement. So number 1, think about what your passion is. Think about what do you love to do. If you had the time off, what would you be doing with that time off? Do you like to do what I did? In my time off, I used to go to open houses just because I just inherently loved real estate, which is why I started my real estate business. Think about what your passions are. Think about how you can turn those passions into your dream business. And from that, develop a mission statement. My mission in this life right now, which I'm just so excited about and so passionate about, is to inspire, motivate, and bring prosperity and clarity to entrepreneurs around the world. That is my mission. That is why I am starting this 3-video series and how you can create your unstoppable dream business right now, today. My name again is Chris Stafford with Massive Abundance. Don't forget to make some comments below, and may massive abundance be yours. Thanks so much.